was around 630 wheel horsepower, well, to the hubs because it's on a dyno jet at 24 psi. Second, it's a little over 740 wheel horsepower at 27 psi. I'm gonna put that up on the screen as we go. But guys, so far the first two pulls, exciting, still in the 20 horsepower psi range. But everything's looking really smooth, really good. Wish us luck. We'll see if anything flies off as we continue to do pulls. The stuff that we've welded, assembled. We'll see, anything can happen, right? As soon as they keep going higher and higher, who knows what will happen. But we're on the 750 wheel horsepower, about 27 psi. Really excited. Gonna keep going here.
Hold on.
Should make like 200 or what?
Made 206, George.
All right, so we've got up to 885 wheel horsepower, and that was at 34. Well, hey, how many pounds of boost was 885? What was 885 set to? 35 pounds of boost, 885. So 885, which is not bad for the first couple runs on this car. 885 wheel horsepower on an R30 VR6. Again, Harbor Freight built. Harbor Freight tools used to build this car, but built in a home garage. It's still not the power that we need, right? So we're just initially going here without even water met. This is straight fuel, straight pump fuel, just tuning, seeing where the car's at. Now we're gonna start turning things up and seeing what did me and Stav design or install in the car that needs to be updated. So is the intercooler keeping up? Is the intake manifold? Is the fueling keeping up? Do I have to go with more aggressive fueling, a more adequate fueling system? We don't know. So aside from trying to make more power, we're also trying to understand what we need to upgrade and what we need to actually improve, right? You know, go back to the drawing board, redesign something, go with maybe a better part, a better brand, whatever. So 885. The most power I made with the VR6 was 740 wheel horsepower on the 2.8, and that was at like 35, 34 PSI. And that was pretty much it as far as where I pushed the car on the 2.8. So 885, a little over 100 wheel horsepower more than I've made on the 2.8. And we got a little bit more to go, so stay tuned. So that right there, 986 at just over 40 psi. Any flashing lights on the dashboard, gentlemen? Everything looking good?
Nope, we put electrical tape over it.
So we finally made a little over 1,000 horsepower, 1,022 at 44 psi. We're gonna keep shooting for more. The tuner says the data's looking really good, so I'm willing to push the car. Not willing to push the car, willing to throw more jam at it as long as the data looks good. Again, is everything supposed to be as efficient as we thought? I don't know. We're gonna look at the IAT sensors. We're gonna look at the intercooler. We're gonna be looking at maybe if I have a boost leak somewhere, but 44 psi, a little over 1,000, not bad on pump fuel, not fucking bad at all. So we're gonna keep pushing as long as the data looks good. But 1,022 to the hubs, not too shabby at all. 1100 on the dot. You see the screenshot? We're looking for 1150, 1200, but we are at 85% duty cycle on the injectors. So you normally don't want to push it that far, but I told him about 90, 93 is about as far as we want to go and what he feels comfortable pushing, because we don't want to destroy the injector and have an injector fail and hurt the motor at a high horsepower pull, right? High power pull. So we'll go as far as we can. These are 2150 cc's from a fuel injector clinic, and they're at 4 bar. So at 4 bar, 2150 cc's is roughly 2600. So they're pretty much almost maxed out. We're gonna go as far as we can on the current injector, but I think maybe we should step up to maybe 24, 25, 2600 cc's, and then go 4 bar. That will bring them well over 3000 cc's. I think we're gonna need a lot more fueling. Maybe the fuel pumps are inadequate too. He says the injector duty cycle is at 85, so we got 3 Hellcat pumps inside that surge tank. I think we might have to look at better fueling, especially at this power level.
All right, George, what are you doing over here, man?
Before we dip out of here, the tuner wants us to send pictures of all the spark plugs to him that look actually pretty decent. So I just pulled cylinder 1, but we're done. As I stated on the update, we're pretty much almost at 90% injector duty cycle, and that's where the tuner would like to stop. And we made 1138 to the hub stop, and that's not bad at all. So, you know, the motor held up, everything's looking good for 1100 horsepower junkyard engine that 2 guys put together with Harbor Freight tools. I'd say 1100, a little midway almost to 1150 horsepower is pretty good. So now we'll have to work on not only figuring out the transmission thing, or, you know, wondering about the adapt. Oh, thank you. Is that on paper?
What?
1138. I'll put the digital screenshot of it, but thanks, Joe. Joe was able to print this out, 1138.
So basically everything held
800
up,
wheel torque.
all the vitals look good. The only thing is we ran out of fuel.
Yeah, so I mean, according to Stan, he says all the sensor stuff that you wired in, everything looks good, but we're almost at 90% injector duty.
We knew that what I did is going to work, and we just didn't know what you did was going to work.
2150 cc's, maxed out at 4 bar, so they're at 2600 technically, and we're at almost 50 pounds of boost. So I'd say, yeah, I think maybe start looking at bigger. Yeah. We did we hit 50? Okay, so yeah, 50.8. So we're gonna have to rethink the fueling and then come back and see if we can make some more jam. But I think this is a good platform stop. Maybe they'll start doing some Mexico street launches, kind of see where the car's at. Hopefully the driveline doesn't fail. But this is, I won't lie to you, kiddo, like for everyone watching, I think this is pretty good. You know, to show that anybody, you know.
So let's go. You made 1140 something to the hubs.
Yeah.
So that's 1200.
1138 we made.
1138 wheel. So that's 1200 to the crank or more.
I think so. What was the crank on that, Joe?
1263 crank.
1263 crank.
That's not bad.
So built in the garage, wired, initially calibrated, and now tuned by Stan in Belgium.
Pretty much pump fuel, so no nitrous. There's no nitrous anywhere on this car. So essentially pump fuel right off the bat. Like I said, I'm really, really happy. Thankful that everything's holding together. We drove it here, and I'm about to drive it home.
Give Stan a shout out.
Stan, thank you so much at 4 Strokes Performance. You did an amazing job. Thanks to Turbo Joe. Joe did an amazing job for letting us rent his dyno and come over here and throw it on here. And he says, hey man, if you blow up, you're gonna have to mop. I think the transmission leaked a little bit. I'm gonna have to mop. So Stav's gonna get some footage of me mopping the floor.
Absolutely, and we're gonna make sure we put those on reels.
I want to take a picture of this before I close. So I got the same thing on a screen what I printed for you, so you can.
Yeah, Stav, if you don't mind with your phone taking a picture of that.
Yeah, absolutely. So George, continue pulling out the spark plugs, and when you're done, we're gonna need you to mop. Thank you very much.
Hey, listen, those of you guys watching, Stav's behind the camera. We're gonna start having some fun launching the car, going to the track, seeing what it does. But we made the power. We're gonna have some fun now. So thank you guys for sticking around.
And let's look at it. Look at the date too. Let's look at the date. It is Friday, December 8th, 2020.
So it's not a 5-year build?
No,
so
it's not a 5-year build.
Just a little over 24 months. We engine swapped a brand new car and then made a little over 1100 wheel horsepower. Not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad.
All right, guys.